which is a greater ally of US for the past 20 years in kind of producing parts at a very cheaper price. What US companies actually do is they set a plant in Mexico and they get the products from Mexico because the labor cost, all other cost in Mexico is very cheap. So in that way you are depriving job opportunities in your own country. So this is a pain point in US economy for the past 10 years, and Barack Obama has not touched it. For the past 10 years he's been all over integrating globally, he went all over the place, he wants America to be integrated globally. But what Trump saw this as an opportunity, and that might be opposite to globalization in any ways. But he still stood by his point, and right from the day he started to the end, his main agenda is to create an economy, it's a kind of a closed economy, which is nowhere in this world now we can believe of a closed economy. Everything is integrated with digital. But he's still pointing out to that extent that he will make the economy closed, he will build a wall across Mexico, he will revise all the trade agreement that has been set and all, like
stick to time.
Yeah, TAF and also. That is what I say. So if he has implemented that, now he become a president. So if he will be implementing all this campaign that he is putting forward, then I think moving forward in the future there would be a great disadvantage for you as far as I'm concerned. It's advantage for China and countries like India to grow parallelly because they get disintegrated and it's for us to get integrated.
Good evening, Governor. I would like to include in that now Donald Trump already win the election, and the impact of his willingness to economy is like some countries president are already thankful that he got the chance of president of the United Nations, like China and Australia, UK, and many other countries. I didn't remember that name. Their presidents are mentioned that because of that person, their economy will be growth because of that person. And let's talk about the stock market. During the US election, the stock market situation is very what do you call situation is very volatility. Means it's every day I am watching the market, the price is going up and down. So the next few years is good for stock market. As we know that US is the biggest trade nation. Due to US economy, all world's economy is depend on the US economy. And one more thing I would like to conclude that the US government bond is the heaven for everyone. So it will be impact on that.
Good evening, everyone. So first of all, I would like to talk about the economic, the factors in which it will affect the economy. By first of all, he is the business tycoon of America. Personally, he has a business mind, and he will do whatever it is good in that business factor. First of all, he will start a trade war with China. Is the first thing he has already said. China's 20% of the China's sales is in the US market. So he's putting a tariff on the sales of Chinese product so that the sales of those goods will become less in the market of US. He has also termed directly China as the currency manipulator of the US because these two currencies are already dependent on each other. Similarly, the neighboring state, which is that Mexico, he will start job turmoils. Most of the migrants are working from Mexico to USA, so they will have a major problem over there. Third one is he has been Vladimir Putin of Russian president has already welcomed him as the president. He's happy with it. There are various. So then it comes to the US economy. First, he is saying that he has a big plan for the economy of US. He will basically focus on the interest rates over there. He is planning to increase the interest rate, and first of all, as Tufan has already said, that the US bond market, the American bond is more safer, but now it will depend upon the investors how to take it. In the global, India will also benefit from it, like the pharmaceutical sectors will grow because the tie-ups between all the nations depends upon the patents, so the foreign companies can invest, FIIs will go, but there is one problem, is the IT sector. IT sector, most of the income for India comes from the IT sector. So most of the IT sectors have their business outside with America. If that is stopped, then the revenue of the IT companies in India will come down. You can see this volatility in the stock market already. The IT stocks are falling and the pharma stocks are booming right now. So overall, for some nations, it is a great opportunity that he has been elected, but some nations will take it as a positive, while some, for them, it is a negative factor that he is being elected.
And good evening, everyone. Yeah, US presidential elections has already completed, and Donald Trump already won the elections. And let me talk about like his experience over the political these things and his political affairs and what on his leadership, what America is going to, how America is going to move. Like so, as Donald Trump is emphasizing more on defense sectors and infrastructure sectors like these things and all, and he also emphasizing more on improving the interstates and reducing the H1Y1 these things, visas and all. These are the main things what he told in campaigns. And if you take the past elections of US also, even Obama also like somehow like this. He also told that he wanted to improve employment in America. He came into post because he won election because of telling these things only. He wanted to improve the employment in America like that. But actually, market don't know what he gonna implement. What he exactly gonna implement. A lot of people tell a lot of things in campaign, but is he gonna implement those things while he is a president? That's the question actually. Whether he gonna implement. If he gonna implement all these things, a lot of companies, as Mohit told, some countries may take it positively, some countries may take it negatively. But the thing is, if actually like, do he really want to implement all those things? That is what the question is. I conclude this that everything has a positive and negative.
Hello everyone. So I'll be talking about that what are the impacts of Donald Trump winning US elections and what are the economic impacts from Indian perspective and world's perspective. First, let me talk about Indian perspective. I think that it will be very positive for India. There are certain factors like my friends already talked about. Some negative impact is already there because he has already stressed upon pro-US kind of policy making, in which he stresses upon renegotiating the trade agreements as well as abolishing this H1B visa policy that will have a serious impact upon the IT industries of India. But let me tell you, there are some other factors also that we should think upon before getting into a decision. First of all, Donald Trump has been always very aggressive towards terrorism, and he has already labeled Pakistan as a safe haven for terrorism. First point. And second point, he has labeled China as his top adversary of his policy. So it is quite, as my friend already suggested, that he is most likely to label China as a currency manipulator, and it's very likely that he will file cases against China in the World Trade Organizations. If that happens, it will be like a very good win-win situation for India. They might because under these two situations, Trump will have to deepen its strategic and defense ties with India to act as a counterbalance in Asia. So if that happens, if the strategic and defense these deepens, then it will definitely in the long run will deepen the business ties as well. So he's having that kind of mentality of renegotiating the trade agreements will not have that much serious impact upon India. So these are some of the impacts, how it is positive for India. Now let me talk about other countries. 20 seconds. It will be most detrimental for Mexico because most of the blue-collar jobs that America is having from Mexico, and around 4.5 million people will be deported back to Mexico, and he is likely to impose 35% tax. That is also a negative point. Let me talk about China. China has already amassed like a whole lot of treasury bills of United States. If there are some, if he takes some adverse measures, China can sell those stocks and it will start a trade war. Now let me talk about the East Asian countries. Okay. So it will be largely negative for the world, but it will be very positive for India.
His perception from his last speech, first he had said that he will become an extreme president. But in the last speech which he has given, he said that he will become a moderate president. On that, the perception of the full world is changed against him. Like Putin also, after he giving the
You please speak to amongst yourself.
Putin, when he saw the speech, Putin was giving some talk on some issue. So he said that he would like to work with him already.
One thing I like to say is, yeah, Putin likes to work with Trump a lot. Yeah, Putin likes to work with Trump a lot than Obama, because what Obama does is he takes control of the Middle East. So whenever there is a problem between two countries in the Middle East, he intervenes in and he solves it. There is a benefit for them. Almost oil is the benefit for them. But what Trump says is, we are having all this negotiating kind of trades in the Middle East and all. We withdraw all the troops from the Middle East. That is a main thing. That helps Russia to have their forces over there and extract everything.
Also signing
so
the,
that is the benefit of Putin having Trump as a president, or the president I see.
Yes.
they are also signing the Pacific Atlantic Treaty or something.
Yeah.
That is Trans-Pacific,
Trans-Pacific.
but that is in tatters. That is in tatters because it was started by
Larry.
Obama. And now it is because this Trump has a pro-US kind of mentality. So he always puts US in the front before any. So there are like small countries like Brunei, Japan, Malaysia will be they are likely to be very affected, and because they are mostly export-based economies. Most of their income are from exports. So if he impose larger tax measures or strict regulations in trade, then they will be affected.
Obama in his yesterday's speech has already said that there will be a smooth transition between the presidency. He has already said that there were financial banking crises when there were shift of presidency from Bush to Obama. So he said, and he also appreciated that Bush's team had done a great job in transition, and now Obama has also said that we should accept everything and work as a nation, as a whole, as a united nation for the better America. And he said that all the transition of the presidency will be a perfect for both.
Like it happens, like whenever there is a shift of power, they always make a statement. But you have to keep in mind that Republicans and Democrats have their certain beliefs, and they are different in those beliefs. So, and policy shift has to be happening. It has been happening all over the world always. So, if Trump has a certain vision that I want to take my country in this way.
Make America great again.
Yeah, make America great.
2 more minutes, all of you. Together, 2 more minutes. Maybe you can summarize all of
He will, I think.
For his own country, it is a good thing because unemployment will come down.
Exactly.
What he is telling.
He's planning only for America.
Exactly.
He's focusing
But
right now.
the thing is, America is capitalist economy. Like president, just like that, he can sign something and something won't just like happen.
It happens. I'm good to tell that, because when Obama was president, he doesn't have majority in both houses and Senate. So whatever policies he make could not pass through the houses. But what Trump has an advantage over
yes,
that.
yes.
He has a
He has
majority
a
in
house.
both houses and Senate.
Both
So
houses.
whatever policies he thinks of his mind, he can negotiate it.
But
And the entire world is looking out, how can we negotiate with Trump? A guy who is using his temperament on the stage, who's telling everybody. So the negotiation skills of the leader, Trump always have it. We are able to go and talk with the leaders in the sense that it benefits of both of us. So that's the question that we have to answer in coming years. This is what.
His business mind is also very good.
What business mind tells you to gets you into the crony capitalism. Like that is happening in India.
That will be
It's a crony capitalism where entire wealth of population is segregated into one top five. The crony capitalism is a way for what Trump is pushing already. So that's what Modi has been constantly being criticized, being a business friendly leader and all.
Exactly.
But it can't be like that. In the long run, you should include all the people, even the people who are not having jobs and all. So how do you do it? There is a difference, the number of
Conclusion.
So now we come to the end of the session. We talked about different perspectives, how coming up from it will be beneficial for India or in the world in the long run. Some of us also have a different point of view. They talked about that there is still a hope, because extremism in a perspective or an attitude cannot exist for a longer period of time. So he might have to soften his tone. So what the impact will be, that only time can tell. But as far as we remain optimistic that whatever there happen, that will be India. It will be good for India as well for the world.
Good. Thank you.